Coming up on TCTV News, an ice storm grips the south, causing widespread power outages. A tragic bus crashes in downtown Pittsburgh.
And in sports, Shaun White has a disappointing day in Sochi. Openly gay football player Michael Sam comes out before the draft. The news starts now.
You're watching TCTV News, your only source for news and entertainment on campus.
Welcome to this edition of TCTV News. I'm Amy Mallinger.
And I'm Colin Vitale. Winter Storm Pax is pushing its way up the East Coast. As of 12 o'clock today, there are already over 200,000 people without power. Georgia residents were told by the Weather Channel that the time to prepare is over. Now is the time to hunker down for this winter storm. The major areas of ice and freezing rain is in and around Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas. When the storm reaches Virginia and Washington, D.C., snow takes over and is falling steadily. Philadelphia is expected to encounter a foot of snow by tomorrow morning, while some of the northeastern states expect to get nearly 2.
For the first time in a century, Lake Superior could possibly freeze completely over. As of today, the lake is 87.1% iced over, and meteorologists predict it will soon be 100% covered with ice. Mark Tortogrosa, a Michigan-based meteorologist, wrote on MLive.com that it is going to be close, but we may be living in a historical winter with regards to the amount of Great Lakes iced. Just 30% of the world's largest freshwater lake freezes over during an average winter. The last time it froze over this much was during the winter of 1979, when Lake Superior froze over 94.7% its surface.
Iranians celebrated the 35th anniversary of the Iranian Revolution on Tuesday. As the New York Times reported, millions of Iranian citizens crowded the streets amid cheers of "Death to America." At the largest rallies, discussions centered on Iran's disputed nuclear program, and posters and signs bearing anti-American slogans were distributed and displayed in city centers. Many posters centered on John Kerry's recent remarks that the nuclear disputes could be solved with military action. Iranians celebrated February 4th, 1979, when the Iranian revolutionaries overthrew the former American-backed government, bringing power to the Shiite Muslim politicians.
The Thiel College Information Technology Division is currently accepting applications for the position of Solution Center Specialist. The Solution Center Specialist supports the Center Help Desk function with the Information Technology Division by providing primary phone and in-person technology assistance. This involves managing work order entry and resolution, troubleshooting hardware and software issues, and assisting with repairs when appropriate. Review of applications will begin immediately and continue until the position is filled.
A small company, Allen Total Media, purchased a group of 19 regional papers servicing remote areas of Alaska. The purchase included a printing plant, but the plan is to transition to a digital-only distribution as a way to serve villages near King Salmon. The man behind Allen Total Media is William Bill Allen, a would-be media mogul who has attracted ridicule from publishers in Pennsylvania for helping himself to other people's reporting and consolidating it under seemingly fake bylines on his websites. Along with his Alaska gambit, Allen operates a website out of Greenville, PA, the Mercer County Free Press. He claims it's the result of a consolidation of 5 regional papers into one offering.
Tuesday, 10 people on a Port Authority bus were taken to the hospital after the bus was involved in an accident with a cement truck in downtown Pittsburgh. The crash happened on Tuesday Avenue near the intersection with Ross Street, directly below the Boulevard of the Allies. Port Authority Police Lieutenant Matt Porter told WTAE's Bob Mayo that the 57 Hazelwood bus was at a stop letting riders off and having new riders get on, when the truck rear-ended the bus, hitting the left rear corner. Minor damage was visible near the left rear lights. The truck flipped onto its side, apparently from the shift of the cement's weight, as the driver swerved to try to avoid the bus, and cement was spilled on the road. Porter said the investigation is ongoing.
Erie, PA High School Cathedral Prep is saddened by the loss of an alumni found dead in Granville, Ohio. David Hallman, III, died on Saturday, February 8th, at the age of 21. Hallman was a graduate of Cathedral Prep, the class of 2010. Nearly 24 hours before he was found dead, Hallman was reported missing. The case of his death is still under investigation. The leading cause seems to be hypothermia, according to Granville Police. Both David's high school and college are deeply saddened by his death. He will be missed by many.
Sunday, February 9th, a police SWAT team responded to assist a local search warrant in the area around the 200 block of Washington Street in Greenville. The subject inside the home was said to be armed. No name was given on the suspect, and police closed the surrounding areas for the safety of the community. Not much info was released to this point about the case. However, no one was brought into custody, no one was injured, and the investigation is still open to this day.
The mobile game that swept the nation, Flappy Bird, is making headlines. But if you have not downloaded Flappy Bird to your cell phone or tablet, it looks like your chance may have disappeared. The developer has removed his game from the app stores. There was some speculated controversy as to why he took it down. One theory is that he took the game down because Nintendo was going to sue, since Flappy Bird's environment looks very similar to the Super Mario Bros. Another reason why he may have taken it down could be that the game became highly addictive. If you want to play the game, you can buy a cell phone on eBay with the software for as low as $1,000.
A stolen box truck and a city bus collided at an intersection Wednesday in Manhattan. The cause of the accident is still unknown. It was reported that the bus driver died upon impact. 2 people were critically injured and 2 more suffered minor injuries. One of the people who was critically injured was a coffee cart vendor. He was hit by the box truck on the sidewalk before it crashed into a building. Both of the vehicles hit each other on the sidewalk and into a scaffolding before hitting a 12-story commercial building. The person who stole the box truck is being questioned at the hospital.
Western governments are convinced that nationalistic terrorists are the main threat to the Sochi Winter Olympics. Since 2006, the region has seen a rise in racist and neo-Nazi violence. According to figures from Moscow's Sova Center, there has been a tenfold increase since 2011. Russian President Vladimir Putin may argue that Sochi's games show Russia is a re-emerging great power, but many believe that the nationalists will use it to attract attention for their cause.
A Chinese-American businessman goes on trial for being accused of being a crime boss. According to the New York Times, Vincent Wu, a Chinese immigrant who settled in the U.S., was arrested in June 2012 and now goes on trial for allegations of loan sharking, arson, kidnapping rivals, and paying thugs to throw acid in their face, and other crimes. Wu is described by U.S. officials as a ringleader for a crime group in the province of Guangdong. Wu pled innocent to the allegations made on trial.
Security forces in Cairo have detained a United States Embassy employee. As the New York Times reported, security forces have held Ahmed since January 25th on charges of rioting against the military. Ahmed is an employee working in the United States Embassy as a liaison to the Muslim Brotherhood. This is just the latest arrest in a series of journalistic detainments by the Egyptian government, and many United States diplomats are worried that the arrest is a sign of the Egyptian government's increased suspicion of the United States.
6 people died in an avalanche in Oregon, Utah, and Colorado. According to the Baker County Sheriff's Office in Oregon, 2 cross-country skiers were killed Tuesday while skiing with a group of 6 others. 2 people were seriously hurt and 4 escaped unharmed. In Utah, 2 people were killed in a separate accident while snowmobiling and snowshoeing. According to the Colorado Avalanche Information Center, 2 people died in the middle of the snowslides. One individual near Kabir Pass, the other south of the Keystone Ski Area, both in Colorado.
Tennessee officials are trying to figure out why someone sent a bond through the mail to kill John Setzer. Retired lawyer John Setzer, 74, died Monday after an unknown package exploded, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation reported. John Setzer's wife, Marion Setzer, 72, was seriously injured and had to be airlifted to Vanderbilt University Medical Center. The incident happened about 30 miles from Nashville. Officials still have not released a motive as to why Setzer was killed. Neighbors are in shock and petrified to open their mailboxes. Officials are still investigating the whereabouts of the bomb's original address. She was small in stature but large in talent. Entertainment legend Shirley Temple dies. More in entertainment news when we return.
Thanks, Colin. I'm Natasha Brenneman.
And I'm Nathan Nichinsky.
Star Wars is making the jump from the big screen to TV. Star Wars Rebels is launching this fall on Disney XD. The show will take viewers back to a time before Jack Porkins, Wedge Antilles, and Luke Skywalker. Viewers can see the early days of the rebellion with the leader Kanan and his crew fighting Imperial Star Destroyers. Comic books and video games will be launched following the debut of the show.
Jack Black, known for his comedic roles on the big screen, is teaming up with Tim Robbins for an HBO series called The Brink. The series is a dark comedy that revolves around the lives of the Secretary of State, a lowly Foreign Service aide, and an ace fighter pilot. This is Black's return to television, and will start filming it very soon, or probably later this year. Jay Roach is directing the show, and it is being produced by Jerry Weintraub. Other people who are set to star in this show include Pablo Schreiber and Mary Beth Monroe.
Shirley Temple Black sang and tap danced her way into the hearts of millions in the 1930s. Shirley was considered one of the biggest child stars of her generation. Her ability to have such huge stardom and worldwide fame has not been matched. In many ways, Mrs. Black has paved the way for future child stars like Jodie Foster and Dakota Fanning. Cheryl Kagan confirmed that the child star died in her home Monday night in Woodside, California. Shirley died at the age of 85.
The First Lady, Michelle Obama, has always been a dress-to-impress fashion icon. The gown she wore Tuesday to the state dinner honoring French President Francis Hollande was no exception. The gown consisted of an intricate black bodice with a full skirt with a train in Liberty blue color. The color was noted as echoing both France and the United States flags. The credit of this adored the lace piece goes to designer Carolyn Herrera. Michelle is no stranger to Herrera's work and continues to sing her praises as everyone talks about the stunning dress.
Kevin Hart and Ice Cube will be celebrating this month as their movie Ride Along came close to making $50 million at the box office. This broke the record for January's opening. Ride Along's profit surpassed the film's $25 million budget, which is not common. Furthermore, the movie earned an A approval rating from cinemascore.com.
Gabrielle Union would not be more excited to marry NBA star Dwayne Wade. However, she is being cautious before entering their marriage. Union, who has been married before, is making Wade sign a prenup. For this marriage, the biggest difference between this and the last marriage will be the prenup, said Union. When you have your own stuff, you don't have to worry about anyone else's stuff. So everyone in this relationship knows what is going on. Union is hopeful about her marriage, but wants to protect herself and her future.
With the spring television series season about to start, which of your favorite shows have been canceled or renewed? Comedy Central favorite Tosh 1-0 has been renewed for another season. The scary and exciting American Horror Story has also been renewed. The FX original show Wilfred has been canceled after only surviving a few seasons. The USA Channel drama Necessary Roughness has also been canceled. AMC original series Mad Men is set to air for its final season at the end of this year, and will be in its 7th season and will go on to 2015.
Shaun White falls short of his Olympic three-peat Tuesday. We will have more after the break when we return with sports.
Thanks, guys, and welcome to Sports. I'm Evan Proxell.
And I'm Brianna Tiedemann. NBA franchise, the Detroit Pistons, fired their head coach, Maurice Cheeks, this past week. Cheeks had been the Pistons' head coach for all of 50 games before he was terminated from the organization. The Pistons are currently fighting for a number 8 seed with a record of 21-28. Assistant coach John Lawyer is set to be named the interim coach for the duration of the season. Joe Dumars, who is the president of basketball operations for the Pistons, suggested that the organization simply needed a change.
The Japanese women's hockey team has broken their spell. After 16 years of not scoring an Olympic goal, 2014 team's Ayaka Toko scored the goal just 33 seconds into the third period to tie the game 1-1 against Russia. Before Toko's goal in Sochi, the previous goal was made in a 6-1 loss to China on February 11, 1998, exactly 16 years to the day. While Japan ended up losing the game, the accomplishment was still something to celebrate about and has left the Japanese women's hockey team in high spirits about their 2014 Olympic run.
One of the best college football defenders has come out of the closet and admitted to being gay. Michael Sam from the University of Missouri was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. Since Sam is able to enter the NFL draft, he could be the first openly gay NFL player. His father apparently took the news hard and doesn't want to be around that type of environment. Michael Sam seems to be a great fit for the San Diego Chargers because of how they handled the Manti Te'o buzz. We will just have to wait and see if this will be an NFL first.
In a recent interview for NBA TV, LeBron the King James was very confident in his beliefs on being one of the top 4-time greatest players in the league. I'm going to be one of the top 4 players that's ever played this game for sure. If they don't want me to have one of those spots, they'd better find another spot on that mountain, said James. James' accomplishments back up his bold statement with 2 back-to-back NBA championships, 2 Finals MVP awards, 7 NBA first-team selections, and currently on his way to his 10th All-Star game of his career.
Team USA loses a close preliminary pool game against the women's Canadian hockey team. The U.S. team had the advantage for almost the entirety of the game, leading 2-0 until the third period, when Canada scored a flurry of 3 unanswered goals. Many predict that this will not be the last time the two meet. If both teams continue to win during the seeded single elimination tournament, this very well might be the battle for the gold medal in the 2014 Sochi Finals.
Michael Jordan and his new wife, Yvette Prieto, just welcomed identical twin girls, Victoria and Isabel, to the world. Yvette, a former model, and Michael Jordan tied the knot last April. Both Yvette and the twins are doing great, and everyone is more than overjoyed about the new addition to their family. Jordan has 3 other children from his former marriage with Juanita Benoit. They divorced in 2006.
The Cleveland Browns shocked everyone Tuesday when they fired everyone in their front office, who they only hired last year. The Browns ended up promoting Ray Farmer to GM of the organization. With this hiring, Farmer becomes the 7th African-American GM in the league, which is a new high for a single season. The Browns have 2 first-round picks and over $35 million to spend in free agency, so it will be interesting to see what kind of team Ray Farmer puts together for the upcoming season.
The highly anticipated NBA All-Star Weekend is finally here. This year's All-Star Weekend will take place in New Orleans, with events starting on Friday. The celebrity game will feature stars such as Kevin Hart, Skylar Diggins, and Columbus Short. The celebrity game has grown to be one of the most popular events of the All-Star Weekend. The dunk contest is most exciting. The All-Star Game itself is scheduled for Saturday after the 3-point shooting contest and the skills challenge. The All-Star Game will take place Sunday with NBA superstars such as LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Blake Griffin representing their respective teams. Tune in to TNT for All-Star action.
Shaun White's dreams of a three-peat were cut short yesterday afternoon. 2-time Winter Olympian gold medalist, American snowboarder Shaun White was looking to take his 3rd gold in an individual event. After a great qualifying run scoring a 95.75, the odds looked great, but the main run left White with 2 major incidents, including a hard hit on the edge of the halfpipe. While White is disappointed in his run, he doesn't feel it is the end of his snowboarding career, and has even talked about making a comeback for 2018.
We see it all year, every year, when athletes let the game decide their actions. Oklahoma State University guard Marcus Smart let his emotions get the best of him when he pushed a Texas Tech fan. It is being investigated to whether Jeff Orr, who is the fan that pushed him, said racial slurs to Smart. Curtis Shaw, the Big 12 coordinator of officials, said that we don't have grounds for dealing with a fan. We don't have a rule to get involved when the player is involved with the fan. This was the reaction Shaw gave after Smart was only given a technical foul. Marcus Smart is suspended for 3 games.
One of the greatest games in Teal history happened February 5th. A 4-overtime thriller sealed a victory for the Tomcats over the top team in the pack. The Tomcats ended St. Vincent's streak of conference play. But the interesting thing is the way the men's basketball team pulled out the win. In the last 2.5 minutes, the Tomcats were down to 4 players. The team stuck together and pulled off a memorable win over the St. Vincent Bearcats. The final score was 124 to 121. Here's a couple clips from the game.
Anybody can be beat.
Well, that's all the time we have for sports. Let's go over to campus coverage with Sorrel Parham.
We're on the scene here for Teal's Founders Day celebration, which was celebrated on Thursday, February 6th at the Lutheran Heritage Room. There was a lot of honorees here, 12 faculty and staff members honored during today's celebration, including one special honoree, Pitt's Chancellor, Dr. Mark A. Nordenberg. Let's see some of the sights and sounds from a successful Founders Day.
On behalf of Teal College, I extend sincere appreciation and congratulations to each of our honorees for their exemplary performance.
As soon as President Van Aken called me and issued the invitation, thank you for that gift that keeps on giving. Thank you for this very high honor today. And thank you for making a very special moment in my life all the more special by your presence. I am deeply grateful.
Many of the alumni and friends that visited for the weekend stayed for the Black and White Affair and a student leader reception that occurred all.
Thanks, Sorrel. Now we're going to take a look at the Teal College Equestrian Club. As a 2-year member, I get to see a side of Teal that not a lot of students get to. So let's take a look.
Taylor. I'm currently at the barn where the Teal College Equestrian Club takes their lessons and develops their skills for showing or just riding. It's a really great activity. I feel it really helps you take your mind off the stresses of school or whatever else is going on in your life. So yeah, I'm about to get out of the car and let's go take a look at what's going on.
Horses at the barn. We've also got some animals such as his dogs. There's tons of cats. This is the actual barn out in the middle of nowhere. Really peaceful. Come on, buddy. See? More than one dog. Hi. Hello. Hi. Lots of kitties. You can find one almost anywhere. Lots of horses. Most of them are eating right now. So we've got some people actually taking a lesson, learning how to canter, I believe, right now. Most lessons have like 4 to 6 people in it at a time.
Well, guys, I just got done with my equestrian lesson. I'm back at home now. But as you can see, it's something kind of different. Not a lot of colleges offer that kind of thing. So I believe it's a really great opportunity to take advantage of. And it's something that's really great to keep your mind occupied if you're trying to distract yourself or just need some time to, you know, get away from being stressed and everything like that. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
The Equestrian Club offers lessons in both Western and English style riding. There's packages of 5, 7, 10, or 15. If you're interested and would like more information, you can contact Kathleen Kent at kkent783@teal.edu.
I'm Ronell Hunt coming to you with today's weather. We see that our high today is 22 degrees with a low of -3. Usually ranging around that area, we're going to have a record high, it looks like, of 65 degrees coming up. That has not hit us since 1999, which is actually pretty good. Also a record low beating us with our -7 that we had in 1981. We're looking at our precipitation right now. We have none right now, so we're actually okay to go. Looking at this second, 23 degrees with a dew point of 3 degrees. Humidity is at 41%. With some wind coming from the east-southeast area at 8 miles an hour. We come over here to our national. We see over here in national, we look up top right here, Seattle, 51 degrees. Somewhere around near the Melford area, 56 degrees. We also come around this area right here. We're looking at the Miami area around 82 degrees. Tampa, Jacksonville around 72, 54 degrees, somewhere around that area. So if you're down in Florida, beautiful weather right now. We also see right now radar. Anywhere on our radar, we have no snow coming. That is a good news right now, especially for this February coming up. No snow coming whatsoever. Put away your snow boots. You can bring out a couple of your sneakers and just enjoy that weather. Snow is beginning to melt. We come over here to our highs. We see up here in our highs, we're looking at Detroit with 16 degrees or so. Toledo right there, 16 degrees. Franklin and areas around there, 14, 22 degrees. We come over here to our east around the Johnstown area, 14 degrees. And the Wheeling area around 22 degrees. Over to our lows. We look up here, we look right there at Bradford. We have a -18. We're pretty freezing right now. Not quite there, but they will be dropping down to -18 degrees. We also see around our DuBois area, around our Johnstown area, we have -2. We come over here to Detroit in our western region, we have a -5. Followed by a little bit over in the Toledo area, we have -15 degrees for our low. Okay, over to our 7-day forecast. Wednesday and Thursday, 26, 32. It's warming up a little bit, as you guys can see. We're creeping up on there with a low of 14 degrees. Friday going into Saturday, we're going to go from 32, dropping down 10 degrees to 22, with our low on Saturday going to 9 degrees. Over to Sundays, man, most people go out on that day right there. 26 degrees as our high, 19 as our low. And going into Monday and Tuesday, we're going to have a stalemate in temperature as our high is going to be 32 with a precipitation percentage of 40 going down to 30 and our low coming at its lowest at 19 degrees. Once again, this is Ronell Hunt with your TCTV News Weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Ronell. American television journalist, managing editor, and well-known anchor Tom Brokaw celebrated his 72nd birthday last Thursday, February 6th. Brokaw was fortunate enough to host the National Audubon Society's first gala to jointly award the Audubon Medal and the inaugural Dan W. Lufkin Prize for Environmental Leadership.
Unfortunately, in August 2013, he was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, a bone marrow cancer affecting blood cells. Earlier today, his condition was released to the press. CNN quoted NBC Network as saying his doctors are optimistic about the outcome of the treatment he is receiving.
Between him and Bob Costas getting that double eye infection during the Olympics, it's a rough week to be a news anchor.
We better be prepared for what's coming.
From all of us here at TCTV News, I'm Colin Vitale.
And I'm Amy Mallinger. Thanks for watching.
You've been watching TCTV News, your only source for news and entertainment on campus.